Clash of Clans podcast, special episode number 11, the Lost Korg episode. Hey everyone, this is Scotty coming to you with an interview that I did with Korg a long time ago, back in November. This was right before the update happened, and so in the mix of everything, to stay current, we kind of shelved the interview for a while. I finally got it put together. Here it is. What I really like about it is everything that we talked about in the episode. A lot of the stuff has come to pass. A lot of the decisions that I made came to pass. And now what he is talking about in terms of League of Clans and everything is becoming really relevant because we are about to do a trophy push with them coming up. So actually, the episode is a cool way to look back and see how much the game has changed in just these past couple months, and also to get things ready for Minnesota Nice and our trophy push, and to talk about how to get ready and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoy this. I did. I had a great time. Thanks, Korg. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate it. And we're back. Clash of Clans, fans in the stands. I'm your host tonight, here with my friend Korg from WBSMT Radio, Without the Boneyard. He is otherwise indisposed because he had to move again. That's the latest update. And Korg and I had recorded a couple weeks ago, and so we're going to actually push this one to the front since we've been so busy. But the big thing this week, Korg, is the update. And so we want to get that out there and get that talk a little bit about everything that's been going on, because it's a lot, really. It seemed like a pretty major thing. But so first, before we get started, Korg, do you want to just give an intro, kind of, who you are when you started playing, a brief thing. They'll hear about everything else that we talked about, went really in depth in our other interviews. So.
Yeah. I've been playing Clash of Clans since March 19th of this year. I have hit Town Hall 9 a month ago, if that, somewhere around there. Okay. And basically I got all the buildings out. All my walls are level 8. And right now our clan's going through a big trophy push. It's called League of Clans, LOC. I mentioned that in the last interview that we had here, too.
I'm excited to hear how that went, too.
Yeah, this is the last day. We got till 12 a.m. or 11:59 p.m.
Cool. Well, let's come back to that, because I really want to hear about it, and then we'll have to give a little bit of background since the episodes are going to be mixed up. But what clan are you in?
I am in a clan called Bohemian Grove, and we have two clans. One's called Bohemian Grove, and then the other is called Court of Owls, and we're called Parliament of Owls. The trophy hunting clan that we have, it's kind of like a ninja clan. So when we do any type of trophy pushes, we jump into a clan called Hashins. And so we come in there, and then when we're done, we go back to our respective clans, and then Hashins gets shut down at that point.
Oh, that's cool. So you just, everybody goes that wants to do a trophy push?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Yep. I didn't think about that. We've done a few of the trophy pushes, and like I talked about in our other interview, I was doing a lot of trophy pushing. And, I never really thought of it, that you could just, everybody from a couple different clans gets together in that one thing. Because we usually do it as, a big group, but that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about the update. So this happened just this past week.
Yeah, Tuesday, I believe it was, or whenever the 6th was.
Yeah, and did you see? I saw there was a bunch of stuff on the Twitter from Clash of Clans and stuff talking about what was coming up. So I kind of had a pretty decent idea.
Yeah. So, usually when they start getting stuff on their Twitter site, the update's just right around the corner. It'd be a week, maybe 2 at most, and then they drop it on you. They never really give an exact date,
right?
Just because I think they're doing last-minute ads, and if something doesn't work out, they don't have a date that they're telling people, and it's just out.
Yeah. So they don't,
which is kind of cool, but
yeah. So they're not kind of stuck in the if something goes. But so what did you see beforehand? I knew that there was going to be a Archer Tower, the level 12, I believe it is.
Yeah. There's a level 12, and I've actually seen them during my trophy push.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I skipped those bases, but yeah, they're really cool looking. I think some people in my clan think they're kind of look kind of childish or cartoony. I don't know. I personally like all the facelifts that they've been doing to things.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to
cool.
change it up. So I knew that. I was just looking at the top players so I could see one because I hadn't seen the Archer Tower in action actually. And
oh yeah,
the top player Dream.
Yeah, Dream Zam or something like that.
Yeah, it says 11, 11, alone forever. So,
all right.
I was like kind of taken aback there for a second. So those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. One of my complaints though that I do have is Town Hall 10. I love the way Town Hall 10 looks. I like that fire, that lava, that it just looks badass,
Yeah.
And then everything around it looks really cool too, but then you got these electric walls. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
everything's fire and now you have electricity there. The theme doesn't run.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It's like mixing genres of science fiction stuff. I guess I don't. I'm really excited to do. I'm just looking at the camp still, and I'm really excited for because I hit Town Hall level 10 2 weeks ago now, and I have been raiding for Elixir, and I've been going through all the pains and everything. To get it. It's just, oh my God. I was looking forward to changing, but
Yeah, the best update I think they had for this go around is a spell factory, being able to do spells with Elixir. I was so freaking happy for that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was miserable.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm never afraid to pull the spell on or pull the trigger on dropping spells now, because I would wait and hesitate because I didn't want to use the gold. But right now it's like, dude, I always have Elixir. I don't care, so I'm just gonna drop them.
Yeah, and I think that big thing in the update, the spell factory takes instead of gold, and I was looking for gold for a long time, and I wish that was the case, but I was like, man, that's gonna be. Well, one of the things, too, with the update was that they stopped the boost. The 12-hour one gem boost on the factory.
That's amazing, that boost. But
and so I really thought, I started thinking about it because right after that, right when the update happened, I was debating about whether or not to upgrade my spell factory. And I thought, oh, wait, stuff's coming out, on Twitter or whatever, they're going to update. Maybe I'll just hold off, because that would be the time that they would really do the boost, Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait for a couple days. And sure enough, the update happened. Then I got a free builder, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to go for Elixir anyways. And, and it's just going to be really expensive to take in. And now, how did they do it? Because I haven't looked yet. What is the cost? Is it the same?
Yeah, the cost is the same. It just rolls instead of Elixir, or instead of gold, it's Elixir now.
Okay.
And they also decreased the cost, so it's like 20 gems now to boost for 4 hours. I think it was like 25 or 30 or something like that.
Okay.
Last time, I don't really mess around with my spell factory just because of the fact that I don't want to use gold, because there's so much other things that use gold. Gold's really precious, but now I think they're really trying to fix the economy, and it makes sense though. You make spells with like potions and bat wings and like things like that. It's more lore related, so I like it a lot. So now I've been just going crazy with the spell factory. In fact, I got my 1 gem boost right before the update hit too.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got that. It was like an hour update.
It took an hour for the maintenance when it went down.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I came in afterwards. I can't remember when it was, but. And did it, but and you're right. I never thought about that with the spell factory. Taking gold versus well, and so afterwards, then I'm thinking today, I'm like, well, my gold has been going up really fast now because I'm not using all those, all that gold on the spells, So it's I don't know, positives and negatives, I guess, for me, because I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to use spells to go with the army camp to finally be able to afford it. You know, I'm going to be spending a ton of elixir on those armies.
The upgrades up here at Town Hall 9 and 10 are just ridiculous. You have to basically almost max out your storage before you can do one upgrade.
Yeah, it sucks. It's crazy.
It's just so much raids. It's ridiculous.
Well, how do you? Because this has been happening this week. You know, I've had to start. I'm keeping my builders busy, and you know, of course, it's been kind of easy because I got those. You know, all the new resources to do.
Yeah, the new buildings and stuff. Yeah.
What's your thought or theory on upgrading? Like, do you? Well, I guess maybe this would just help. I decided to do all of the cheapest ones first, for the most part. The bombs, which we can get to in a second, those I'll do intermittently. But I've been now starting to just do the cheapest things first, and let it go. And it seems like my builders have stayed pretty consistent that way.
Yeah, they do. Because, I mean, things only take a couple hours, and then you're looking at a day or two, and then once you start getting them way higher level, you know, then they're going to take weeks. But what I typically do, though, is when I get to a new town hall is, depending on my situation, this particular time when I did hit Town Hall 9, we were about to come into LOC, which is the League of Clans I was talking about. So I was focused on heavy offense. So I upgraded all of my camps, upgraded my spell factory, upgraded my laboratory, and then I started right away upgrading my archers. So that's how I did that, just so I can have a lot of offense going into LOC. But typically, say if I'm going to like Town Hall 10 and I'm not trying to do like a trophy hunt or anything, I would just lay down all the new buildings, and then I max everything up to where everything else is at, and including walls. And then once I do that, then I focused on my splash damage. So it'd be mortars, wizard towers, then I go archer towers. And then at that point, it's toss up between cannons or Tesla towers. Just kind of depends on where I want to go. But I typically leave my air defense kind of last-ish.
Yeah, and they're pretty cheap. And so, I mean, relatively, I mean, I can't remember what the cost is, and I can pull up my Clash.
Well, right now, my air defense is at 6, and if it goes up to 7, it's 4,320,000 to go up to level 7. So it gets really expensive once they get wet.
And it's like a 12-day or 14-day.
This one's a 10-day from 6 to 7.
Okay, because I started thinking about it, you know, and there was a couple times right after I came into that, you know, into Town Hall 10, where I was like, well, maybe I should just wait on these builders, you know, because I got a free builder, I can start this upgrade tomorrow, you know, when I should have enough by, you know, this time. Yeah. And I thought, well, no, I'm going to have builders that are just sleeping for half a day just to start a really long upgrade.
Yeah. And
so I ended up throwing a couple builders at things that I, you know, didn't really think about or hadn't really, you know, prioritized. But all of a sudden, and so I had to wait a little bit on the ones I wanted to do, but all of a sudden, like, I was still getting money and able to hit that next upgrade, you know, pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess maybe it's, you know, common sense, but before I always went for, you know, I'd wait and save. And I'll do that with some things, you know, especially if it's, you know, if all the builders are busy, you know, and then I'll go for an expensive thing. But I don't know, it's just working out really well timing-wise. Like, all the different buildings are finishing, like, you know, one a day now, and it just seems manageable to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, when you're putting down a new building, I mean, you're taking 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute, and then like half a day, and the next thing you know, they're ready. So, I mean, you're going to have like a wizard tower going from like 6 to 7. That's going to take, you know, 7 days, when you can just kind of hurry up and build up like an archer tower up to like level 6 or 7 within that time frame that it's going to take to get gold.
Yeah.
Just so you can then, you know, switch over to, you know, doing a wizard tower, whatever your next, you know, 7 or 8 day upgrade is. And I mean, that's good, because then your archer tower or whatever your new building is, it's going to be a little bit more, you know, it's going to be able to possibly one shot something at least. You know what I mean? Versus just keeping it all raggedy level 1 or something.
Yeah. Well, and you know, and that's the one thing I did, you know, when I did Town Hall 10 is I just put out the things that I could afford to be upgrading. You know, like, okay, if I'm going to put it out, I am going to continuously upgrade it. And I know I've had to take a little bit of break with my Archer Tower and my cannon just because I was trying out the bomb upgrading thing now.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing too during the trophy push as well. They get really expensive on the bombs.
Yeah. So what do you think about
those?
that? I have just done it level 1. I'm kind of holding them because I'm like, okay, the first upgrade is 6 hours upgrade, and then I think it's a day. And
the normal bomb, just a little small bomb is. Let's see here. I have basically they're all 4s. I have one going to 5, and that one's a full day, and that was 1,000,000 gold.
Okay.
And it does in the end. It's going to do 34 damage.
Okay.
Somewhere
You know,
there.
I didn't even think about it. I put out one of those. I put out the giant bombs, and I did 2 of them to level 2 because I want to kind of see what was going on. But I wanted my builders. I thought, you know what? I'll leave those for a little bit because I don't want to have to rely on them so much, and they're pretty expensive.
They are. But the thing is, though, too, is that they also got they made them trigger quicker too.
Yeah.
So they don't take so long to trigger. And I think they did that to try to help compensate a little bit of the quickness of the hogs, because the hog comes in and is just up and over the bomb real quick, and then your bomb just blows up and there's nothing around it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I guess I haven't run into them too much, like anything really high lately. But yeah, it's so what do you think? How do you think it's going to change the game, or what have you noticed with them so far?
I've been seeing. Well, first of all, I like the fact of the new rearm. Have you played with that yet?
Yeah, that you can rearm
that's
all the
awesome.
bombs at one time.
Yeah, it's all the bombs and spring traps and air defense, the air balloon things.
Okay.
Everything gets rearmed.
And you don't have to move it back into place.
Exactly.
That's kind of a big thing.
I love that. That is awesome. As far as upgrading them, I like it, but I don't. I don't like the fact that there's more things to upgrade when we have tons of shit to upgrade already.
Yeah, yeah.
And it takes a builder. It's not just, well, let me just dump gold and it's an instant build, you know?
Right. It would have been... I guess for the people who are just starting, though, it's probably going to be nice because they're going to have stronger bombs at lower levels.
Yep. And small bombs, like, they really didn't do shit, honestly. Like, whatever damage they had, it was a little... It helped, but it wasn't much of anything, you know? So now that they're so strong, I mean, they're taking troops' health down pretty significant to where it's actually meaningful, which is nice.
Have you ran into those or any upgraded bombs and stuff that you've noticed when you're raiding?
I have, yeah. The giant bombs I've run into a lot, and for level 6 giants, they don't. They do quite a bit of damage, but they don't take them out like super. But they'll completely annihilate like barbs and like level 6 archers. They'll take them out pretty good.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good move? I mean, I guess I think like
I have mixed opinions.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like overall. Yeah, I do like it. I think it's a good move, just for the fact that there's extra defense around. It's always good, especially people that are doing trophy pushing. I mean, it helps. It definitely helps.
Yeah.
As far as being the attacker, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, right.
Because you have to try to trigger bombs now. Because when I'm going in, if there's like a free town hall around, you know, and I'm trying to get an extra, 3-4 cups real quick, I'll put down like a couple of barbs just to kind of test the area, so that way I don't flood an area and they all get taken out with like a giant bomb. You know, so it's just a different tactic when you're attacking now, more so.
Yeah, and I think because of the bombs and and the upgrading stuff, I guess. And how easy it is to do the rearm instead of like going, oh, my bomb went off in that last raid, and you can forget about it or whatever.
Exactly, and that's the thing too. Like you won't really forget it because when they do go off and you come back, the tops of the barrels are off, and you don't have that little burning wick anymore. Have you noticed that?
Right.
Then like the balloons, like they're deflated. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they'll deflate, and that lets you know. And then the spring trap is just a spring that's just kind of coiled up without the top on it. So it kind of lets you know, because usually sometimes I would completely forget to reset my traps or reset my bombs, and I just log offline for the night or whatever and come back and get raided. It's like, well, shit, I could have. Those bombs, they do help. Those traps help a lot too, and it's like, oh fuck.
So I think in terms of raiding, it's going to become harder because you're going to run into more of them. Mm-hmm. And I started wondering about the balance. I'm going, is this going to really tip the scales a little bit in terms of battles? Mm-hmm. Because, when I was doing that trophy push, it was, really tough to get that 50% a lot of the time, with troops. And I thought, man, you get a little bit of a barb horde or something, and they get all taken out by one bomb.
Yep. Absolutely. Like square one again. And you're like, crap! I don't have a spell. I don't have any other troop. My clan castle. Like I'm screwed.
It's like when you've got your troops on the board and you've forgotten the clan castle, and a dragon pops out, or like
I hate that,
or like 5 minions, and then you've got no archers. Your archers have been taken out, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so you just got to be careful. Like I said, you just got to test the waters. You got to drop like a barb or an archer, like just one at a time in an area that you're going to attack to see what is going to happen. I usually drop barbs because they go straight up to whatever it is that they're going to.
Yeah.
Archers kind of fall back a little bit, so sometimes it won't trigger maybe a small bomb.
Yeah, the proximity.
Exactly. So I try to send in a barb typically, and that'll set them off. But no, I think it's a good move. It's something extra. Like I said, I think they're going to try it. I heard somewhere that they're trying to make this into a 10-year game. If it lasts long or not, I'm not sure. But, they're just trying to keep more longevity of the game, keeping people interested in things of that nature. So.
Well, yeah, I was just at a party last night, and a bunch of our clan mates were there, and D5000 I was talking with him about Clash Clans, and it's so funny because Lady Boneyard was there, Undal, who is in our clan, and so we just us nerds kind of gravitate to the side. Yeah, we're all talking Clash Clans, I'm going, oh, this is crazy. But he had started, and I kind of thought, oh, he'll start playing, and then he probably, I just didn't think he would like it. He doesn't seem like a big tech guy or anything. So, but I was saying to him that I, thought about it the other week. I'm like, D5000 still playing, and it's been, at least 6 months, I would imagine, and we were just kind of talking about that, and. So it was pretty cool, You get to sit around with nerds, but playability, and I passed my year mark. So did Boneyard, and it just seems like time in this game is going faster.
Yeah. My year mark will be March 19th, 2014.
Yeah, so you're about 8 months then, almost. That's awesome.
Yep, definitely.
And it's like when I started, I really didn't think that it was going to be,
much of anything.
Yeah, much of it, because I'm not typically somebody who just goes and plays, games for a long duration. I kind of have a quick
attention span.
Yeah, quick attention, short attention span.
Yeah, a lot of times when I find apps on the App Store, it's just kind of like I download it, I played it a couple times, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I'll leave it on my phone, and maybe I get bored somewhere. I'll play it, and I'll never play it again. But yeah, this game there's a lot more to it. If a person likes RTSs already or just likes this style of game, you're going to be kind of interested already. And then once you get into the clan aspect of everything and then really start figuring out the game, it's a lot more behind the scenes than what people really take it for.
Yeah, I think, it really seems like the clan experience is really like what makes it killer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
And I wouldn't have imagined it as being as fun as it is, but it's cool.
And the updates help though too, because it keeps it fresh and it keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
And when you're around, I got about 6 people at my work playing, they never played before. That's awesome. And I just keep talking about it. And I got 3 or 4 of them into my clan. They're lower levels, and we're kind of Town Hall 8s and 9s and 10s. And I got all these Town Hall 2s and 3s and 4s coming in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I love watching the replays. Like Lady Boneyard had just started, so she's pretty low level. She went up pretty fast, but watching her when Town Hall 2 or 3 with like a couple Hog Rider level 5s, it's just awesome. So,
I know,
but yeah, and I was
pretty good too.
I was telling D5000 too about how like what you were saying about the updates. When I started, if you had troops and that your camp got destroyed, you lost all your troops.
Yeah, right in the beginning. That's what I remember you guys talking about that before. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, there has been pretty significant changes, and I thought I can't even imagine that now. Because you couldn't really leave the game, and come back, because if your camp got destroyed, you're going, oh shit,
Yeah.
And I guess maybe that influenced a lot of how I played right away, because in terms of what I was gonna, if something was gonna take 10 minutes to make, I think I just got in the habit of doing the shortest thing, so I didn't have to be on, constantly. But
yeah, I had a friend that was kind of telling me the same thing, and he kind of stopped. And I'm like, he was telling me about some shit, and I'm like, I don't remember that, but I guess he started playing like right when they launched the game, and I was already 5 or 6 months outside of that time frame, or somewhere around there. And I'm like, that doesn't happen, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I wasn't there. I wasn't there to experience all that stuff. I'm like, you're crazy, dude. It's not that difficult of a game.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because you think about the evolution of it. In just 6 months, kind of what went.
Yeah. Did you hear that Supercell made a new game that's only released in Canada? And it's called, let me see if I can find it real quick. And it's basically an exact replica of Clash of Clans, but it has a military base theme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find it. It was on Reddit the other day. Let me see if I can scope real quick.
I knew they had something in the works that was in Canada, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's called Boom Beach. And apparently it's only single player. So there's no clan. Yeah, there's no clan aspect to it, but it's basically the same thing as Clash.
So would you play that?
I might give it a shot just to see what it's like when and if it's ever released over here. But it would have to be phenomenal. It would have to supersede Clash, because I've already spent tons of money on this game. So I'm not going to just leave it for another game just because it would have to.
And really, if it was the exact same, it might be like just creating another account. So you're kind of like, because I've tried some of those other games, and,
so have I. Yeah.
And it's like, it's the Archer Barbs, type thing. They're kind of the same type of troop. So you're just like, well, why have a knockoff when I can go for the original?
Yeah, go for the one that's actually good.
Yeah. So
that Battle Beach is horrible. It's just clunky feeling.
That Battle Beach.
Yeah. Have you played that one?
Yeah, I did. I tried it, and I'm like, this is just basically Clash of Clans, but with just different stuff, But I thought, well, I'll give it a shot and see if it's something, that interests me. But it just didn't really hold my interest, because I'm like, I've already put so much, like you said, time and commitment,
effort, resources. Yep.
Yeah, and and I've been thinking a lot about that stuff because just because of what I think about prioritizing, with the upgrades and stuff now, and not having had to do that for a while, I had to think about it, and I really. I think now, you think back to when you started, and I think for the most part, I've kept my research facility going almost.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in the last time that we were interviewing here a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm actually really irritated right now because I couldn't get my laboratory researching during the time of our trophy push right now. So it's been down for the last 4 or 5 days, man. I'm kind of irritated about that, but I'm glad I didn't do it because, I was at that cusp where it's like if I spend all this elixir, I'm not going to have enough time to get that much elixir back, and I've already blown through probably like 2 million worth of elixir.
Oh, really?
this, yeah, and it's nice when you get into like Crystal 1 because you're getting a decent chunk of elixir and gold back, and some dark elixir now, but it's not enough to really cover much, but it helps.
Right, yeah, and I've been struggling with that because I'm going, well, I want my drill maxed out, right, and I want this, and so I've kind of had to think about it, like I haven't had to for a while in the game. And I'm like, really the one thing with the game is that the only thing you can't really get back is time, and it really is kind of determinate on your researching, so, my focus now with the upgrade is always, making the strongest troops, or I want to get my army camps, but I'm like, where do I prioritize that? Would you do that before the drill? Or before, if troop power is the goal, because that's going to bring you in the most money, do you do the research the troops, or do you put it into the camps?
Yeah, that's difficult because if you had a juggle those two, if you really it came down to it, I think I personally would do army camps, because even like, let's say you're going from like a level 5 archers to level 6 archers, like, yeah, there's a little bit of hit points if they do, but you're going from 200 army camp size to like 220 army camp size if you get all of your army camps going. So I think an extra 20 level 5 troops would be more powerful than just the 200 original level 5s.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, because now let me see. I'm going to look at my camp here, because this is good, because I'm in the midst of, because I didn't or I needed elixir. I thought I'll just throw it at my balloons aren't leveled up. They were actually pretty low because I never used them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've been seeing those balloon armies come in and kick some ass.
6 are dangerous. Apparently, I haven't got those yet. But
it's just like, those things in numbers just totally can completely wipe out your camp. Mm-hmm. That and hog riders, they throw a couple in there and take out as much air defense, and which I think will change a little bit too, because the big black balloons are now gold instead of dark elixir. With the air defenses. Yeah,
exactly. That's nice too. And I never used those seeking mines.
Yeah.
Because they use dark elixir, and I barely even make dark elixir troops. I've been making them a little bit more so for the push, but I'm just strictly saving my dark elixir for upgrading my Barb King or my Archer Queen, or the actual troops and stuff like that. So using dark elixir for those balloons is like, I'm not a fan. But now that they're gold, I just threw them out there. I mean, I have everything available, and you're always going to get gold, no matter what you're doing.
Right, and it's gold, and with the refills, I mean, now I'd actually keep them out there. Mm-hmm. So, Korg, the one thing that, we were just talking about what you do first. So my problem has been the drill, the army camp, or researching other things. So, and if my goal is a stronger troop, which way do I go about it?
I usually, as far as what troop to upgrade first.
Well, no, because I've got my elixir, like, just I need elixir so bad for all those things.
Oh yeah.
But if I don't upgrade my drill, I'm doing my hog armies. I'm doing about 16, 18 hogs, and it takes a lot of dark elixir. So I'm losing some. Usually,
oh yeah.
So I'm not climbing at all with that.
Right.
And that would make for stronger, because I want to get into the research facilities. I might start doing the Valkyries next.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just nowhere near it, and I want to do my Queen and King because they're renewable. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, dark elixir's tough, man.
Yeah, but the army camps, upgrading the army camps first, I'm going to have more army to take more of that too. So
Absolutely.
it's kind of a shot in the dark on which way you go with it because I've been raiding and, the other day I just went and was going to save my Dark Elixir because I thought I might start my Valkyries. And then I knew I needed another 10K, and I thought I'm just not going to be able to do it. And my research facility just got done with balloons, so I did my balloons again. Mm-hmm. Sorry, the Skype little thing just beeped in the background and it threw me off track here. So I switched and I was doing all Elixir Army, and I was able to save Dark Elixir pretty fast, but because you'd go in and then you get your bonus, and I'm not using any Dark Elixir, and I've got 3 drills going. One's at a level 4, and and the rest are maxed out. So it was going up fast, but I need that drill, I think, going. And I guess maybe I'm not. If I really want to save that elixir, I'm okay. So I think I'm going to do the camps.
I think that would be a good move. I mean, I see that you're researching something now. What is it? You said you got the balloons going right now?
Yeah, I'm doing balloons. They're going to level 5.
What? So you were going to do instead of the camps, you're going to do the Valkyrie. Then is what you're saying?
Well, I don't have enough Dark Elixir. That's why
now. Right.
Yeah. I mean, my debate has been, well, do I upgrade the resources? Because usually that's what we've always said to people, like upgrade your resources first. But I've needed so much elixir, and I'm just about done researching these balloons, and so I'm like, well, I could start my level drill going to level 5, or I could research the next troop. Or I could save it for a little bit and start a camp. And I'm going, oh my God, there's so many choices.
There's too much shit going on when you get up to Town Hall 9 and 10 because, things cost so much money or so much gold and elixir. And it's like, okay, so if I do this is going to take my whole nest egg right now. And it's going to take me 5 or 6 days or, maybe a day or two to get back to where I was to do another big upgrade.
Yeah.
But just a side note, it'd be kind of cool. I'm just sitting here looking at your base, and it'd be cool if when you click on your laboratory and hit information, it actually tells you what you're upgrading. I thought that'd be kind of a cool little ad.
Yeah, and it just finished, and that's why it was. That would be a cool ad. I mean, you would, get a sense of like you like to know what your clan mates are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of time. So my debate has been because I'm sitting at 4.3 million elixir. And
that's where I'm sitting at, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And I've got, enough to do my drill, or I could start my balloons. No, I can't, actually.
That's a tough call, man.
It's really tough. I can't actually.
Keep in mind, though, too, when you do your, if you go the army camp way, you're going to be at, 240 troop capacity at that point?
Yeah.
So now you're going to have a longer wait time for your raids too.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to add an extra, depending on the troop, maybe 5, 10, maybe even 20-minute wait period too. And that was a kind of pain in the ass when I went from 200 because that was a pretty sweet spot. I can get my troops out within about a good 20 minutes. But now with the extra 20, it's taking me like 22, 23 minutes. Okay. And it doesn't seem that long. But when you actually get down to it and you're trying to raid a lot, and if you're not gemming out your troops, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, it's just so funny because, and like I was talking with D5000 about, the game, and you hit kind of like I kind of had my little slump, until I started like trophy pushing. And it's like these are the things because I was, at Town Hall 9 for a really long time. And so it's like, getting back to having to make these kind of decisions is kind of cool. But, and I was just looking because, and I forgot, we forgot to mention this about the update, but the gobs.
Oh, level 6 gobs.
Level 6 gobs.
Yeah, those are. I've only seen them in action once. They have like the giant's like robe on them. Have you noticed that?
No, I have not seen them.
It's pretty badass looking.
You've seen them in action?
I have, yeah. One of my clanmates had got raided on, and it was, I don't know what this person was thinking, but he threw a bunch of gobs at like no resources basically, and they
Oh,
look pretty cool though. Um,
they didn't hold up very well.
I mean, they did. Their damage. I mean, that's the biggest thing I think is just that they're going to hit more, hit harder and stuff.
So they've got 42 damage per second, extra 16 hit points, so it'll be at 68.
42 hit point per second.
42.
That's nice. That's a 10.
Yeah, it's a plus 10.
Boost. What's the actual damage they can take? I haven't looked into
It's a
yet.
plus 16 from level 5, so it's
wow, that's not
68,
bad.
and then another 50 elixir. But I can't wait to talk to Boneyard about this and see
Does he have them?
No, I don't. I bet he doesn't. I think he just got the balloons
Gotcha.
maxed out.
Oh, did you know that they increased the Giants' hit points?
They did, huh?
Yeah, it's at they can take 920 damage, and they are attacking for 42. I think before that was only 40. So it's a small increase, but they're taking more damage, so that's good.
Okay.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
I think it was a nice little bonus because I just got done with level 6 Giants too for the push, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty killer. I like that.
So you're using them a lot?
Oh yeah, I always use Giants. I've always used consistently Archers and Giants, and Gobs when I'm farming. I always have Gobs on me.
Okay. Yeah, see, I haven't used Gobs in a long time. I've thrown a few in this last couple weeks because I've been, playing with my armies because I haven't had my spell factory, and I've got it was I think a 6-day upgrade, and it was freaking painful going from the 12-hour boost, where you constantly used to using them, and I had pushed trophies, and I think I got to 2,500 or somewhere near 2,500.
Yeah, Crystal 1.
Yeah, I got into Crystal 1.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough spot.
Yeah, and I was going to go for Masters, but then my Town Hall finished, and then I was like with my Spell Factory and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't anticipate the use of spells playing so much into it. I knew it had changed the game, but raiding with those hog riders, those heal spells were really nice.
Yeah, I had I've been typically when in the push that we have going on right now, I've been typically just trying to find town halls that are exposed, and it's really hard. So I'm trying to look for like more of a hybrid base, where the town hall is kind of like on the outskirts, but it's still protected by walls and some defense,
Okay.
And I've just been blasting like giants at it just to get the defenses on them, and then just hitting a couple wall breakers, and then dropping like a rage spell, and then just throwing everything at it just to get the town hall for like 3-4 cups.
Right.
Kind of sucks, but that's that's kind of where it's at right now.
Well, yeah, and that trophy pushing, it was really fun.
It is,
and I guess. So I had put my town hall inside, and I've been redoing my base, and like you can see my base, and I need to do some major work. But I was losing so bad when I changed it up, and my town hall was inside, and I thought, you know what, I'm losing so much loot because I'd get the people that came in there to dominate, instead of the people that are just looking for trophies. They go, you have got all this loot sitting there, and your town hall's in the middle, so they had to commit to it. But so I put my town hall back outside again, and my world is so much more peaceful.
Yeah, it is.
It's just like, okay, I come back and there's, I've lost 9 trophies instead of, usually I was losing like 12, 15 every time I got raided.
Yeah, that's the same with me too. It sucks, man.
Yeah.
I wish my defense was more beefed out than this.
Yeah, and so now I'm like, I really need to get my wizards going because I had had my town hall outside for so long that and I was constantly trying to upgrade stuff, but I'm like, I really need to work on my defense now because it was awesome to go do that trophy push and
it's fun,
and challenge yourself, and there's that other achievement yet that I haven't got the 250 defense wins yet.
Oh, I haven't got that either. Yeah, no. This push that I'm
close.
going through, yeah, it's helped a little bit for me.
Yeah, so
I just got the firefighter achievement, to take down like 10 Inferno towers or whatever. I got that tonight.
Okay, yeah, I'm working on the second one now.
Yeah.
But I have been using, it has forced me to use healers now. And I really kind of like them. And I realize that, a well-placed healer is much better than a heal spell.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Like a lot of people in the clan are like, "Oh yeah, just get the heal spell and then drop it like, right when the hog's getting ready to kind of fall apart or whatever, and it helps." And I'm like, I don't know. I've always heard mixed opinions about heal spell or healer. I think heal spell has its place.
Yeah.
I typically don't use it though, because a healer. The thing about a healer is if you have all air defense taken out, I mean that she's gonna stay with you for the rest of the game. It's just she's a beast, man. She'll follow your troops around and everything. She's really nice.
Well, and I hadn't used them really,
I didn't either for quite some time, and then there was a moment of like a month or so when I was just doing raids. I was using them constantly, but then again, there goes 14 minutes waiting for a healer, or is it 14 or 15 minutes for a healer?
15.
Yeah, 15. There it is.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks, but yeah, they're nice as long as you can. If you can at least get one air defense down on one side, and there really isn't anything else that's going to take air defense or air troops down for quite a while, you can at least break the egg of that base, and you could pretty much get the nugget on the inside. Yeah.
So what do you use what kind of army are you?
When I farm, I just backed down from gobs here a little bit. I used to be running a little bit more gob heavy, but it's about 12 giants, about 6 to 8 wall breakers, somewhere around 80 archers, and about 30 barbs, somewhere right around there.
Okay.
And then the rest gobs, whatever that difference would be, like 20 gobs or something like that. And when I come out of the trophy push, I think I'm going to probably change it up a little bit, maybe take a couple wizards with me.
Okay.
They're nice. I mean, level 5, level 6 wizards. Level 7, what is it, 7 wizards now? Level 7?
No, I don't.
Or no, level 6 is the new one.
Yeah, level 6 is the new one.
Yeah, those things are beasts, dude. Like, have you seen the amount of fire that comes out of their hands?
Yeah, it's just cool to watch.
It's enormous.
Yeah,
like even that new wizard tower that they just came out here with a couple patches back. I came up across a couple of them, and dude, that fireball is massive, dude. It is so bright too. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's just cool. Like, I love it. Sometimes they'll get donated. And I was running wizards before, but it seems like with the wizards, for me, when I'm raiding, it's a hit or miss. Like, I could either have, if I have 4 wizards, I might as well just have 2, because they're either going to get taken out by something easily. There's never just that wizard for me hanging on. It's like you get up with the archers, and it's, bam.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I don't like taking too many in. I run about 6-ish in my composition, and I make sure that they're pretty much dead last to come out, unless I'm just really needing to get some really good damage up front. But for the most part, I hold off until like half the base is wiped, and then I'll send them in to help out. But even then, it's just the way they want to. When you drop the troop, they do whatever the hell they want at that point. So it's kind of like, well, all right, well, hopefully, wish me luck type of thing.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I think this is gonna work.
Yeah.
But let's see. And I'm almost cracking up thinking about this. But it's in our clan, Boots Electric and Melbo Man have been doing these really cool raids where they take in their wizards and a bunch of troops, but they find one little hole in the camp, and in the right camp. And Melb said he spent a ton of money looking for the right one, but they just unleash. It looks like the gates of hell have exploded from this center, because they'll throw in a couple heal spells, rage spell, their wizards, and a couple healers. and it's all bright and shit's going off, and fireballs, and Melb's got the level 6 wizard, so it's just like you can't really even see what's going on. It's just really cool looking.
Yeah, rage spell and heal spell. I definitely like that combo. It's when it's finding that right moment to actually, exactly. Well, it looks badass because your freaking troops get so huge and they're just doing all this damage and then they're getting healed. They're like, haha, fuck you can't take me down.
It's just awesome. Like, just having them look. Well, and I noticed that the healer does, I can see the healing working and it's good. But then I've been sending my hog riders still. And I haven't had the heal spell, but it seems like the amount of help that that healer really gives the giants or whatever, like I'll send in the hog riders and just clear out as much, and then I'll send the giants in right behind them.
Well, how many hogs are you running, and then how many giants are you running when you're typically running that comp?
I'm doing about 16 hogs, 9 giants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, and this is where it gets, and I've had some embarrassing failures, like earlier today when there was I think almost 1 million camp that I was at, and my defenses went and cleared out almost the entire camp, and I had run out of my smaller troops, because depending on my donations, it'll be about 35 of barbs and archers, a healer, and so they come in or they'll take out the king or queen.
Yeah. And
I just have to hope that sometime, depending on where things are, if I hit it right with my queen and stuff, the clan castle, it can run into problems. Or like I said, I left so much. I think I left like 3 million elixir sitting there unprotected and wide open, and all of my troops were dead.
Yeah, that sucks. Now, when you're raiding, are you luring the Barb King and Queen out and trying to get the clan castle out too?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That's so important.
Yeah, it is. How do you do it? Do you use
It depends on the base. I mean, sometimes people put the BK and the AQ kind of like on the outskirts, so they're easier to get. But then you get like people, and you get higher up in the trophies, they put them like dead center, and they're really hard to get unless you throw a pig in there.
Right.
That way they can jump over the wall, and then they're like, "Hey, what's going on with my base?" And then they start coming at you, and then you start dropping like barbs or whatever to get them further out. But I mean, typically it depends on the base, obviously, that I'm going up against, and I drop a barb, and it in its area, and he or she comes out, and I keep one coming out when the other one's about to die, and then just kind of fishing them away, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. I never thought about that with the hog for the interior ones. I've passed up some good camps.
Yeah.
I've been paying more attention. I'll typically throw barbs at the queen and archers at the king. It just seems like they'll, it just works better for me that way.
Yeah, and that's just going to be, preference. But since I've been using barbs lately, I haven't really, this is probably strange, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will disagree with me, but I never used barbs really all the way up to basically when I hit Town Hall 9. I think I used them a couple times when I was really super, super low level. And after that, I was just running archers, gobs, and giants, just because I like the fact that giants are very specific to what they do. They take out defense. Gobs are very specific to what they do. They go for resources, and as a farmer, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And archers are just overall, better, good damage. They're not better than the barbs, but I like the distance that they have on them.
Yeah.
So
and I tried. I guess I was running more archers there for a little bit, and not so many barbs. And that works really pretty good, most of the time. But I always like to have those barbs for the clan castle troops, especially when you get those damn archers coming out. And that is my new fear. The thing that I fear the most is that clan castle, and especially when I'm in Moron and I forget to check.
Just have to get. Make sure you take a lightning spell with you, realistically. If not 2, even 2 lightning spells at level 4. I mean, they'll take out like a mortar, like a level 6 mortar.
Yeah.
And that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That way you can kind of soften up one area and then just kind of go for it.
Yeah. And
That area.
we'll have to talk about that, some more, coming up or like in another episode. And I don't remember if we talked about it when we did it before about with spells I will be using again and everything like that. But well, let's we're kind of getting long in time, but I want to hear before we go. I think we hit everything about the update, or as much as we could. I didn't even think about the mini bombs. I have to go do those soon.
They're nice. Oh, did you see all the new the facelifts that they did in the barracks?
No,
with everything. They did a facelift for the Archer, and they did a facelift for the balloons, and they did a facelift for wall breakers. Just check it out; it's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
The only one complaint that I have about the facelift is the Giant. I kind of like the old Giant. I like what they're doing though. They're making it look more pretty, which is nice. It doesn't look so rough.
Okay.
But I kind of like the way the old Giant used to look in the.
You're
barrack.
talking about their pictures of their face.
Yeah, when you go into the barracks where you're queuing up your troops, if you click the little eye icon for information, and it pulls up on the stats.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at
there.
Oh yeah, they really did change that up.
Yeah,
it
looks sleek.
That. Yeah, the Archer's like jumping and firing, and the Giant really kind of looks like you would want to hang out at the bar with him or something.
Yeah, he's Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah,
man.
He is.
Hey, you guys.
Chunk.
Yeah.
It's like his. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. I'm not going to be able to. They're really making them characters. I wish I could. Did they do anything with the Hog Rider one?
No, those are the only ones that I saw. Usually on every updates, I go and look for everything because sometimes they don't really broadcast if they're making that change. The last two they have, the Gobs they have, and then the Archers they have. But like they did the Giants, and I was kind of like, what the hell happened here? They didn't even tell us about that.
Yeah, and it really seemed like there was a lot in this update. I think it was a pretty major. I'm surprised that
it was a big overhaul.
Yeah, it was. So there's a lot, and I'm sure
they're balancing the economy.
What's that?
They're balancing the economy a little bit more. I like it.
Yeah,
or at least I feel they are.
And how? So, what do you think? Just with the what things cost or what they require? Is that what you mean? Or
what they require? How much? Oh, and then like Archer Towers and Wizard Towers, they got reduced upgrade time between level 4 and 7. I think they backed off a day, going from like 6 to 7 or something like that. So that helps. But just the fact that it's more leaning on Elixir helps out a lot with gold, so it frees up your wallet there. Especially Dark Elixir for those Seeking Air Mines, whoever uses them, it helps them there too.
Yep.
And then I read something. I didn't read 100% of the full article, so this information might be a little scarce, but they capped Revenge above 3,200 cups or 3,400 cups, I think.
Oh, really?
Somewhere around there. I didn't read the full thread, but apparently some of the higher end players they had like alt accounts that they would go in and like 40%, I guess they would find themselves and 40% their base. That way they would get their main base. That way they would get a shield, and then they'd just ride the shield for a little bit. I don't know.
How could they raid themselves?
I didn't read the full article. That's why some of this information can be really spotty. But it was some weird trick that they would do, so they would get a shield, and it was some type of exploit, and that way they would have a shield on their main account, so they didn't have to worry about getting raided or whatnot, and they would keep their trophy limit up high. And then they would gain more cups because they wouldn't get 40%, or they wouldn't get 50%.
Yeah.
So it just kept them boosting up. So
I wonder how small the community gets when you get to the top there.
I think it gets really small. That's why I think they're able to find themselves quicker.
Yeah,
but
do you think all the people in like the first 100 are like raiding each other? You'd have to, because you have to take the cups from another person, right?
Yeah, I think when it gets up there that high, I think you're just seeing a lot of the top clans clan people over and over and over again. So right now the top clans are Mega, Help Philippines, and North 44. I think they're just seeing each other like constantly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of to see, because I was surprised at my trophy climb. Where did you end up in trophies?
Right now I'm at 2,536. Our push isn't over. We got like another 9, 10, 11, like 3.5 hours or whatever.
Okay.
So when we're done here, I'm gonna try to break into master. I got 64 more cups I need to do, and it's damn hard right now. I can't find shit.
Okay.
So
It was.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh no, sorry. Keep going.
I was just gonna say, like, I can find bases that look okay, but I'm at the point where it's like I absolutely do not want to lose cups. So it's like, okay, I can try to go for this.
Yeah.
And if I can't, like, at least get the town hall or at least 50%, like, I'm gonna lose so much cups right now. Like right now, at the end of it is not the time to do it.
Right. Yeah. It's
making sure I find that safe bet.
I think it was close to that. You know, I think I got a little over 2,500 because I thought maybe I'd go for Masters Cup. Boots Electric, big shout out Boots, Melb. They both hit the Masters Cup, and we were kind of all in that area. And they were doing. I think I can't remember exactly what they were, but they were saying that their armies were taking a while, and I think I kind of just hit my limit. Like I really couldn't go much higher very easy, you know.
Yeah, and that's my problem too. It's like the troop composition. I have such a farming mentality.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really using high end troops. I don't really know too much on how to do it. And I did a hog run earlier today, and I lost a shit ton of cups. I lost like 24 cups on because I failed like miserably. I found like I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this on like a Town Hall 9. That way, it's a little bit easier. That the defenses don't look so beefed up, and I found one, and I just failed miserably because I've never used them before. I never raided with hogs.
Don't you hate that? It's like you try something out, and you're going, okay, because this might work, and I've been doing that, and then you go in, and you're just not used to when they should be going, and
yeah, exactly. And I always see all these replays from everybody using like 30 hogs and just like kicking ass, and I'm like, all right, cool, I got 30 hogs. This is gonna work because it works for everybody else.
I'm unstoppable now.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. I'm like, fuck. And then I lost another raid right after that because I was like, oh my god. So I was at like 2560, and then I had like 2 back-to-back bad raids, and I've been slowly getting back up to that, but it's really tough up here.
Yeah, I think if you hit the Masters, I think if I just hit it, I could have probably kept my trophies above 2,500 long enough to get those bonuses. That was what was nice. Is those bonuses.
Bonus is pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean,
especially that Dark Elixir.
Yeah, just having that extra little bit of stuff, even if you just hit 50%. I was really going for a trophy and loot, so I was kind of picking them. But if I could at least hit that 50% and just even get 50% of their loot, that bonus was enough for me to be like, okay, it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Cup Challenge and what the League Challenge, and then before we wrap up here.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So it's called League of Clans, or LOC, and there are 5 clans doing it. Let me get the screenshot here so I can say the names. And if you guys are listening and you're part of this clan, I completely butcher the name. I'm sorry about it.
And we will have more information because we talked about it in the previous interview, which will be aired after this, but. Which is everybody's going to be confused, but we wanted to talk about the update. That's the thing.
Exactly. So the 5 clans, it's Crucible, DTP, Xerene, Hashashins, which is my clan, and then Friends with a Z and an exclamation point. So as of November 10th, around 3:16 p.m., we were number 4. We're kind of like that underdog clan right now. We have a lot of. Our average player level is like 78, and level doesn't really 100% reflect, I guess where you're at in the game. It does. It has a huge bearing on it, but not 100%. Because I've seen someone like up in 96, and they're still like Town Hall 8 and stuff. And it's it's like
donations,
you're donating like a shit ton of troops. Yeah, exactly. So.
Which could really, like this week, I was looking at it, and I'm sitting at I got wiped, but I was sitting at close to 4,000 donations.
Oh,
or
yeah.
At least 3,500.
Yeah, I was about 2,500, and I try to keep a balance. Make sure if I donate or if I'm receiving, my donations is right about that.
Yeah.
However, that too.
Yeah.
So it's between these 5 clans, and
So you guys signed up to do this league thing, which we talked about before, but
I gave you the links too. So if you want to post them, or even if you guys are interested in the next season, try to get signed up.
Definitely, I want to talk to our clan about it because
Yeah.
So it's basically, we've always talked about rivalry clans like Boneyard goes on, like wants, or you could attack, certain people or whatever, but this is basically the clan enters the tournament, right?
Yeah, basically. The top clan, now apparently there's supposed to be like real prizes at the end of this thing. I don't know who's giving them out or who's buying them or what the prizes are. I believe they're coming from my clan leader because he's kind of taken over everything. Or at least that's how I understood it. So whether it be gift cards or cash or something, that's what's going to be coming out. But within our clan, we have like a competition. So like whoever wins within our clan, my leader is going to give them leader for a week. And
really?
Yeah, and one of our clan mates, he blows glass for a living, pretty much, and he made a glass owl, and we're Parliaments of Owl, so it's kind of theme based for our clan. So whoever wins is going to get this particular blown glass owl, and which is pretty tight.
Cool.
So that's going on, and it's really fun. I mean, it breaks up the monotony from just farming all day. We get to see people from the other clan of ours, Court of Owls, and they get to see us too.
So how is this working then? Like, because when you're talking about winning, is it the increase in trophies or is it overall trophy count?
So what they're going to do at the end is the top 25 players from each clan. They're going to use there's a like a trophy calculator on the wiki somewhere. They're going to use that for the top 25 players in each clan, and then find out who the overall winner is, and then for the League of Clans.
Okay.
And then that's how it's going to be based off of. Is that
okay? And then are you like sharing things via pictures or like are they posting?
So my clan leader is he has like I guess a separate chat program or whatever for all the other clan leaders and the other clans. So they're on a system somewhere, and basically if you attack a rival clan and you win, that gives you extra cup bonuses at the end. If you get attacked by a rival clan and your defense wins, you get extra bonus for that too.
Are you actually seeing is that actually happening?
What do you mean?
Like, are you running into people from those clans?
Yeah, well, my clanmates are the ones that are in Master are seeing the other guys a little bit more so. I haven't seen anybody.
That's interesting. I just never thought about it, in terms of, like, trophy level. And, you think there's so many people playing that.
I think there are, but when you get up that high, I think it's really kind of a niche area.
That's
honestly
really interesting. That'll be cool to I need to pay attention to that to see if I'm seeing, like, certain clans, because I just really don't look.
Yeah, I didn't really look either until we kind of brought this up, and I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. And
yeah,
rating. I'm not finding anybody, but it was funny too because my clan leader is in this chat room or whatever with the other guys, and apparently one of our guys got raided by someone else, and his defense lost. So they posted that losing picture, and we're just kind of bagging on him a little bit on our chat program that we use.
That's awesome. So there's 5 clans this time, and I think their idea is to expand it, right? I mean,
eventually if it catches on. I mean, we're all having fun. We like it, and I think even if it doesn't catch on, we're going to always do our trophy pushes.
I think it would make it a lot more because it's fun to, like, when we did it in the clan, it was like, we increased our rank by this much, but to actually go against other people, like a relatively small group of people,
it's like Clan Wars basically.
Yeah, I think that would just be awesome.
Something that Supercell has not done yet, and their community is actually kind of pissed. That's why I think a lot of people are jumping over to Samurai Siege. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
And it's basically like Japanese warfare. It's basically the same thing as Clash of Clans, but they actually have a clan war, and I haven't played it. I just heard of it, but you can sign up, and it's like 3 clans versus another 3 clans, or it's like 3 clans versus each other. It's something like that. It's basically it's a clan war.
I'll have to check it out or look for it, I guess now. And how long was the trophy push? Is it a week or a weekend?
Ours was 1 second here. Ours started Wednesday and it ends today. So Wednesday.
Yeah, so
it was basically days. Tuesday night when it rolled into Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that would be. I think that's an answer to a lot of, like a lot of the questions or features that people want is to be able to go against people. And when we did the trophy push, and it was a lot of fun to do it in the clan. It was fun to do it by myself, but it was. I think it would be really cool to get, because then you'd be really competitive against a couple people or a couple clans, and probably get a bigger sense of community too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, I suppose we're really kind of running short on time. So,
can I shout a couple people out real quick?
Yeah. Give your shout outs.
Cool. So definitely my clan leader, Frank, and his wife, the bride. Give those two big heads up and a shout out because they made me elder with a short period of time in the clan, which I appreciate a lot. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
And then I don't know if I'm saying this right. Again, sorry, dude, but it's Sonchiko. It's like Russian for like sunrise. Skippy,
cool.
You're my man. Gratz, you're my man too. And of course, Dell for making the owl that someone's going to get here in the end.
Cool.
And everybody else that's in the clan. We got Benson and Paris and everybody else too. So we have a really good clan. Oh, and Auto Dojo, we just call him Dojo. Very, very good clan. We always talking on QB and stuff like that, keeping outside of clan conversations going, keeping up with people's personal life and stuff like that. It's a really fun clan to be in.
That's cool. Yeah, it's nice, being able to even see my clan members last night, and stuff, and people
that would be awesome.
And then I didn't even really know. I met Undal at a party this summer, and we had talked about Clash of Clans, but he hadn't played yet, and so I'm starting to get some faces with names, and stuff in real life, and fun to talk to people. So, any other shout outs?
No, just Owls Go Hoot Hoot. And come check out our website, check out our clan, and join up. We're looking for some good members.
Cool. Yeah. Big shout out to Minnesota Nice and Boots Electric Mel, Nelson, Ray Chatter, everybody. I know I'm just trying to. I'm thinking of the people that I just saw on the chat. Big shout out to everybody. It's been really fun. So many donations. Absolutely. It's been a lot of time on the chat, so it's been pretty cool lately. And you can leave us a comment, clashclanspodcast.com, or emails at clashclanspodcast@gmail.com. And Twitter, which has been really pretty fun, at WBSMT Radio.
That's where I bug you guys the most.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and it's cool to, I like that about Twitter's the update stuff from Supercell and that other stuff, just getting all my news, because, that's, I don't go in there all the time, Bonaird's kind of on. So, but when I do, I go through and look at everything that people posted or like what people did at. So it's at WBSMT Radio, but yeah, and just reading the Supercell news has been really cool. So, and then 424-27 Clash, and you can 424-27 Clash.
What was it?
424-27 Clash.
I don't think they heard it.
I was just editing that one episode where I only did it twice in Bonaired. I just love that. Well, and then you can actually iMessage us at clashclanspodcast@gmail.com. And
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I did that. I'm blanking on the name right now, and I'll do a big shout out. I'll show you out later on, but he suggested it, and I did it, and it works. And I didn't realize that people that are overseas can't. They probably have to do international number, to call our phone number. So you can iMessage clashclanspodcast@gmail.com. So we'll see how that works. But that's up and running. So yeah, thanks for being here, Korg.
Absolutely, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it,
and I'm excited for them to hear the other stuff too. So
absolutely.
So keep it classy, everybody.
Absolutely.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.